I never know when to start these things, folks. It says you're live, and every time I start, when it says I'm live, that part gets cut off in the replay. So, pardon me, folks. I'm sorry I'm up late. Um, I posted a 6:30 start, and it was 7:37 still when I got, but it's already 7:38. I apologize for that. Tons of stuff going on.
Looking for your hairbrush.
Looking for my what?
Hairbrush.
My hairbrush.
Yeah.
Well, it was right exactly where I left it last time, darling. Lots of I now. First of all, let's get one thing straight. I did not advertise this stream. Okay, I wasn't going to stream today. All right, um, and we'll talk about that down the line. All right. Of course, I've got a great stream for. Well, I don't know if it's a great stream. Let you guys be the judge of that. But I got a few things I want to talk about the decline of rock and roll, and I will also be going over some of the stuff that I had planned on my Sunday stream as well. That's kind of what I'm going to work with. I really don't have any notes tonight. I have a couple of links that I want to go over, and I have my thumbnail from Sunday. Why does he do that? I don't know. Um, it's just reflex. So many of you, and I didn't think we'd get anybody. We got 22. Now that's amazing because this is not my normal night. You know, we can sometimes get hundreds on this live stream, and certainly I don't expect that at all tonight. If we get any kind of decent audience, that only goes to show people are looking for the content of this channel because I did no, I made my notification available about a half hour before I was supposed to stream. And I guess I thought I was more prepared than I actually was. And so it's not uncommon for me, by the way, folks, before I'm coming up here, that see, I've got my iPad here and I got my notes and I'm sitting here before I come up and I'm fastly typing my notes. I didn't do any of that tonight because this is going to be pretty much on the fly, as are all of my streams, really, if you think about it. But I always am backed with notes and everything. So you're just going to get a gut reaction to some stuff tonight, you know? Now, I'm not going to mention a certain person, it's a name on this stream tonight because mentioning a certain politically hot name has gotten me in a whole lot of hot water. Now, I just put out a short that it's no longer available. I've made that private, as I would have, because it was announcing that I wasn't going to stream on Sunday, right? And I mentioned an individual, and the channel has lost over 50 subscribers in less than 24 hours. And my first response is, that's it. I'm going to fold this mother up, you know. Um, but when you get to 46,000 subscribers, just to be honest with you, that 46 and change. See, we were at 46,300 subscribers. We're now back in the 200s, well back into the 200s. Thank you. And it's not my viewers. That video I just mentioned, I got several subscribers from that, and nobody quit on that video. So I went back and I reviewed my latest 30 videos. I've told you before, 95% of all unsubscribers happen while they're watching a video that offends them some way. That's kind of a YouTube norm. Oh, yeah? Well, I'm done with your bullshit, Nolan, and click. So it's not being done there. As a matter of fact, we've gotten, in my last 30 videos, we've gotten hundreds and hundreds of subscribers. All right. There would be an isolated, I unsubscribe here, unsubscribe there, but always tilting toward growth on each video for the most part. There was a couple where I didn't get any subscribers and lost three, but over 50 subscribers lost uh, tells you. And for those
Oh,
of you,
hi,
oh my
Michael
goodness.
Boswell just
Hi,
came in with
Michael.
a
How you
super
doing?
thanks. Thank you
Swinging the
so
Deuce
much,
Hammer, I
Michael.
see. And Rockin' Robin Bird's in with a $5 super thanks. I'll get to both of you in just a minute here, folks. I really will. Uh, but evidently, now there's three ways. Before I get to my evidently, there's basically three things that can happen. You folks can unsubscribe from me. All right. That is your decision. Okay. Uh, then the only other person of interest would be me, and I don't have the power to unsubscribe you. I can block you from the channel for disgusting behaviors and everything, but you're still subscribed, until you unsubscribe. And I haven't blocked anybody from the channel yet. So that doesn't explain the situation. There's only one other personage, entity involved in the whole idea. See, I have a partnership with you folks. Two of you folks are supporting this channel tonight so far. All right. We have a partnership, right? And it's not you and me. Let's see. Do I have another partnership? Oh, wait a minute. I am. I'm a YouTube partner. And YouTube has that ability. That's as far as I'm going to say. Now, this is why I have let go of making my dedicated videos, standalone videos type of thing, because of the same type of blockage and the same kind of shenanigans. This also works in with views and everything else. I've done my research. I know what I'm talking about. And this is just plain and simple shenanigans, okay, as far as I'm concerned. And so,
Oh, hi.
oh my goodness, who
Storm
is this?
Cop just
Storm Cop.
came in
My
with a.
God.
Oh, Storm
James,
Cop, that's
I'm
so
so glad you're here,
sweet.
man. I really am.
Oh,
Oh, wow. You know
thank
what? I'm going to take
you.
care of these super thanks real quick so that I can kind of free flow, right? I'll be right with you, James. First in tonight, before the stream even started, was Rockin' Robin Bird, $5. Thank you so much, sweetheart. She says, "Hello, Michael. You rock. I'm in pain, and I know you are, Rockin' Robin Bird. Okay, I'm so sorry you're going through this. And yet you have supported my streams going through that pain and Royce's. You were on Royce's on Sunday, weren't you? Last night, I'm my head is exploding these days, folks. And Royce's stream seems like ancient history to me. I mean, that is how much has been going on with this channel. And me as a YouTube content creator, I was up till 4 in the morning dealing with this, right? Went to sleep, got up at 11, and I have been dealing with this, with the exception of a quick trip to pick up some meds for Kimberly today. Got back, and when I got back late in the afternoon, I just thought, hey, you know. So anyway, she says I'll be here as long as I can, but I might have to replay this, and that's fine. Rockin'. I didn't give you enough notice for this stream. I'm surprised we got anybody watching. We have 42, so we've doubled our audience just with me yammering. And don't worry, we're going to get to some stuff here. But for any newcomers here, just to let you know, the Tribal Forum, I am the tribe master. Okay, that was not something I came up with. That's what my viewers came up with. They were calling me that. It was like a nickname in the comments on my video. And this has always been a place where of course, the channel's refrain is "We are the tribe." Yeah, the tribe consists of people who believe different political things, right? We don't argue about that here. I trust you folks to make the right decisions in your life, and I hope that you would think that I'm capable of doing the same thing, right? Whatever side of the line, you know? And I see both points of the line. okay, from time to time. So I'm not a hopeless cause, as I've said before. Um, so anyway, when I got back, I thought, hey, I just got to do this because I've been dealing with this. So when we do this thing called the Tribal Forum, which is what you are on tonight, that's what this is. This is Tribal Forum number 71. Okay, and we have it's here that we can argue about rock and roll. I know I'm going to get some uh, feedback, to use a kind word, about some of the things I've got to say tonight. Now, keep in mind when I do get into the material here, please keep in mind, I'm just some dude, all right, who's got an opinion. That's me, all right? I don't put myself or my opinions as the problem solvers of the world. If you would only do this, because I'm sure if I was in charge of the world, we'd have a whole new mess of problems to deal with. So I'm very finite. I'm not all knowing. I'm just a guy. I'm a musician. I'm a singer songwriter. I've done multi-track recordings. I've engineered albums. All right, and that's my background. But other than that, set that shit aside. I'm just a rock fan like you guys. The Beatles landed. That was it for me. Okay, the Beatles landed. What's this thing they're calling rock and roll? I was 9 years old and I was more interested in playing army, hide and seek, or visiting girls in the neighborhood and looking at their Beatle cards. Too young to know even that. Why was I over at the girl's house, right? So I've been a lifelong rock and roll fan. My favorite bands in the universe are, I'll just give you the top three as I usually do. But if you're a newcomer, I love the Beatles. The Beatles are number one. I criticize the Beatles sometimes, but I love the Beatles. They're my favorite band in rock and roll for sure. All right. Number two, Led Zeppelin. All right. Big Zepp head. All right. Matter of fact, I just got this in. Okay. This is the new live EP for Led Zeppelin. I know this is all backwards. It's a long story, folks. Bear with me. This is the only one I'm showing. So just think of it looking like that. All right. Okay. So anyway, I just got this, and I've been very disappointed in the Beatles and what they have been offering us for the last 3 years. And so this year, when they offered us the new anthology, I decided there's no way I'm going to buy the anthology. I've had it, right? So any monies that I had, I'm putting toward Led Zeppelin this year. Now, see, I just bought the 40th anniversary of Physical Graffiti. And of course, right after I bought it, Led Zeppelin announced, well, here's the 50th anniversary edition. And it is also going to be remastered by Jimmy Page, and it has a third disc. That's about as anthology as I'm getting this year. But with that three disc, and me seeing this as the fourth disc, really, then I get this and that special three disc edition. I've got a small box set. Okay. So there's my box set for the year. And then my third band is Pink Floyd. Okay. And I have criticized Roger Waters at the yin yang. Now, if you love Roger Waters and everything out of his mouth butters your tummy, that's fine. That's fine. It doesn't for me. But I'm just some dude, like I said, right? So if some dude across town says, yeah, well, I don't like Roger Waters, what? You're going to throw a hissy fit? A lot of people don't like Roger Waters. A lot of people don't like the freaking Beatles. Okay, there are people out there, and I never got it. Okay, so this is all opinion based. That's what all of this is about. Rock and Robin Bird, so good to see you. Then we had Michael Boswell check in, always with something to say here. $2, swinging the deuce hammer. You are allowed to offend me. My skin is thick. And if there is anybody that does this and checks in, I can vouch for Michael's truthfulness here. Okay, because if there is one person in the tribal forum that takes me to task the most, it would be Michael Boswell. He doesn't agree with a lot of what I have to say, and yet I consider him part of the family. Okay, my daughter doesn't agree with half of what I got to say about life, but I love her, right? So that's the discourse we're trying to achieve on the channel here, and why I chose to go the live stream route, right? And when you do live streams, getting new subs and everything, it slows down, especially while you're getting your feet wet. We haven't been doing this live stream, but gosh, about a month over a half a year, 7 months. We're still getting our feet wet. The stream will evolve, hopefully, hopefully. Because I can tell you, with some of the news that I've been receiving, and the powers in play, and everything, everybody bitching about people being fired on one side, and yet that side has companies that can punish that isn't firing, although you can be, then you start saying, oh, you know, uh, I don't know. I don't want to get there. And after tonight's stream, I'm staying off politics 100%, not even to make a statement. If you want to know what my views are in life, it's basically this: be a good neighbor, love your fellow man, that kind of love in general. And the ones that are assholes, don't hate them, just ignore them. Don't steal from me. I won't steal from you. Don't cheat me. Don't lie to me. I try not to lie to you, right? And that's kind of my whole thing. That doesn't tell you whether I'm right or left. And like I said earlier on this stream, I can see good things from both sides. I'm here because I was in a program, a left oriented program. Otherwise, I'd be dead. You never would have known I existed. Okay. And yet I vote with my pocketbook, and I believe in government being as small as possible and fiscally sound, offering what it can to those in need. All right. I'm all for that. But that isn't a never ending e ticket for me. There's got to be an end to that. Education, job training, things like that. So, I kind of go on both sides a little bit. And yet, some people, one name, you say one name. There's no algorithm trying to chase down and seeing what my thoughts are on the whole thing. And uh, I lose massive amounts of subscribers. I've never lost 50 subscribers in less than a day in my freaking life, folks. A Storm Cop, my oldest Patreon for sure. I often say this about Storm Cop is
He may not be that old, son.
huh?
He may not be that old.
Oh, I see what you did there, baby.
So yeah, Storm Cop is not that old.
I'm getting smacked from my wife, folks. By the way, the voice you're hearing is my wife. She's my producer. She's the one, Kimberly Nolan, that you see there. She's all badged up, wrenched up, and everything, right? And she produces this. She's my tether. This gives me an opportunity just to yammer and talk to you folks rather than me going down. I kind of get a little bored going down that. There's a place in that on the stream, but I kind of like people give a present. All right, so what are we talking about? And we're going to get to that. So he gives us a $20 super thanks, and he says, I'm your Huckleberry. Ooh, one of my favorite quotes from Tombstone, right? And I love it at the end. The guy goes, well, I was just fooling. Doc Holliday goes, I wouldn't. Storm Cop. Damn it, man. Good to see you, brother. And so many of you in here.
Storm Cop just came in with a membership for 16 months.
No, this is a special message because he's been a member for six.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, I see.
yeah,
I
he.
see.
Oh man, Storm Cop, he's got pull, baby. He's a
Storm
member.
Cub said nobody messes with our tribal queen.
I saw that.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
Oh, Storm
See, he's
Cub.
pulling rank, folks. Now,
Oh,
when I say members, that uh, we of course offer memberships on the channel. Got a ton of stuff over there. I still make dedicated videos for the members. Okay. As a matter of fact, I just released a live performance I did that didn't go too well that night. If you watch it, first of all, the camera's old and it's very grainy, but I just put it out because it was a worldwide broadcast for what it was worth. And it's a song called When Gravity Kills. All right. And I'm feeling that today, Storm Cop. I'm feeling that, you know. I'm just waiting for the catastrophe. That's what happens when gravity kills. Part of the lyrics on that song. So, and yes, I agree. Nobody messes with our queen. Nobody. That'd be a death
okay.
sentence, darling.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I got death and sentence right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you, Storm Cop. And it's so good to see you. Look at all these people. Doc Insomnia. MLJ Reacts. What do you think about modern rock? I like some modern rock. I really do. Unfortunately, it's being squashed into nobody knowing anything about it. I've talked about three bands I follow that are fairly new. Actually, there's four of them. Uh, of course, Rival Sons is one of them. Then there's Dorothy. Yeah, that's the name of a band, Dorothy. Who's their lead singer? Well, Dorothy, of course, right? Sounds like a ripoff of Alice Cooper, if you ask me. But I love them. I mean, they're kick-ass rock and roll, right? And then what's the one I love? My favorite of them all. It's just not coming to mind right now. It'll trip in my mind here in a minute. Uh, uh, and then also, I have followed what many people consider to be a ripoff Led Zeppelin band. Of course, I'm talking about Greta Van Fleet. So, yeah, I have some current music that I like, but just try and get. Matter of fact, we're going to be talking about that. How many of these people have albums in the Billboard Top 200? You know what? I'm going to keep it there. That's the comment of the day because it fits right in to what I'm talking about, MLJ, and reacts. And this is the first time I've seen you or responded personally to you. Has MLJ reacts been in before, baby?
Um. Yeah, I don't know.
She doesn't know. He's
Yeah.
going, yay. Hey, listen, man, if this is your first time actually commenting, or I hadn't got to notice, because we get thousands of comments sometimes on this. We've gotten 2,500 comments on some of my streams, right?
Oh yeah.
And it's sometimes impossible to keep up with. All right. We do our best. That's why Kimberly's doing what she does and everything. But how many of those people are on the top 200 or Billboard Top 200? Watch what happens when we get to that point. Now, as you guys know, I always take care of a couple of quick channel business kind of thingies. These people who just gave these super thanks, they're keeping this channel alive. I think you can tell why by my opening. All right. And that's when Kimberly and I decided, look, we're going to do this live. I'm going to put myself on the spot every day. If my energy is good, you'll get a great stream. Sometimes I'm just an old man. Okay, how old? None of your business.
Okay.
Longtime viewers know. Okay, so these are the wonderful people on our last stream. I always do the last stream shout out before I get down to topics at hand on the tribal forum. And on our last stream, we got 45 RPM giving us a $5
Oh,
super thanks. Oh my
Nethead
goodness.
just came in with the super things. Thank you so
Oh,
much.
Nethead. I haven't seen Nethead in a
I
while.
like that handle. I
Yeah,
like
yeah, no, he's done
Nethead.
comments on my past videos. Am I not right, Nethead, or am I thinking of something else? Because sometimes a lot of you will have a similar tagline going on. I'll get down to that. Look for his response, right?
Okay.
But I think he's a longtime viewer. So anyway, and I'll get to you. And so I have one pending, right, baby?
Yep.
Okay, I'll get to you right now, and I'm going to go down this list. These folks kept the show alive last time, and that was almost a week ago. Today is Monday, last Wednesday, right? 5 days ago. 45 RPM, a $5 super thanks. Deuces Wild, a $5 super thanks. Rockin' Robin Bird, who's already been in tonight, with a $20 super thanks. Rockin' Robin Bird followed that up with a $5 super thanks. Actually, I think it went in the other way, five and then 20. I might be reading some of these backwards, but I'll get to each and every one of you. Rob Skewer Music, I already said in my last stream, wonderful bloke. You gotta, yeah, subscribe to him. He's a small channel. You could make his day tonight just with the 50 plus that we've got watching right now. You know, if everybody went over to Rob Skewer and just tapped on him, man, look at his head explode. I must be good
Now
because
the
he
thing
is.
that he has been here in the past.
Oh,
Unfortunately, I haven't been able to watch live recently.
right, right. Yeah. Okay, good. I thought that was it. See, I remember the ones that I do a lot of talking back and forth, and I try to get to as many people as I can with a personal response. And as the channel's grown, that's become harder because we get so many more comments. So now I'm down to putting about 2 hours maximum in, and I'm usually answering the first ones in. And then I go back and read the ones, but I'm already writing for my next presentation. And so I give a heart at that point. So if you wonder why, hey, I thought I said something pretty pithy and Michael didn't respond, it's maybe because you didn't get in fast enough for me to run. I'm a one man shop, except for on the tribal forum where we are a mom and pop shop. Okay. But all the business dealings and writing and all of that kind of falls on me. So, in order for me to get on down the road, I've got to kind of not spend as much time. Although I wound up spending about 8 hours on one of my recent videos because I wasn't going to do anything for the next few days. And I had the time. I actually enjoy talking to you folks. I really do. So she was in with a 20 and then a five. And we talked about Rob Skewer, Rockin' Robin Bird. Rob Skewer Music gave us a $10 super thanks. And Deuces Wild came in with a $10 super thanks. Ear splitting loud and boomer. Did he ever make it tonight, baby?
He hasn't come in
He
yet.
hasn't come in. I didn't.
Since this was just unplanned.
I did no promo for this live stream. This is a impromptu live stream, folks. I've only streamed twice before on Monday, and that was announced the night before on Sunday, as you guys know. And it's been months and months and months since I did that. So Monday night is not a normal stream for me. But with everything going on, I had to get it out of me. And now that I've got that kind of attitude, I'm going to bring that same attitude you saw. So now you guys can, oh, good. Now we can wipe that mother out because he always says something stupid. You're going to be really, really pleased. That's all I can say. Let's see. I said Irga Splitten. He gave us a $2 super thanks. Oberheim gave us a $3 super thanks. John C was in at the very end with a five. He always does that. He comes sniping around, goes pew, just as I'm ready to sign off, right? With a $5 super thanks. Thank you, John C. Rockin' Robin Bird was in for a third time that night for $5 for a total of 30. And Just the Facts Man came in with a wonderful $10 super thanks. And of course, Just the Facts Man, there's two brother channels to this thing. I'd like to eventually get a small network going, but we've got to get the channel's starting to succeed on some sort of level and everything. But Just the Facts Man is one of the network. So I encourage you to subscribe to his wonderful channel. Now, what was that you were saying, baby?
Oh, I was just saying that the Four Horsemen is in. Royce.
Oh, good. Yeah, Royce didn't know I was going to stream today.
Yes.
I don't think Royce has even seen my latest. Um, did he just get in?
Yeah.
Oh, all right, brother. Yeah, I don't think you've even seen my or listened to my last message to you. I'm sure. Royce knows where I'm coming from, And if Royce just got in, Royce, you're going to have to rewatch this stream to kind of catch up with me because I don't want to digress too much
Don't
more.
forget, Nethead still has a
Yeah.
match.
Oh, good. Thank you, baby.
Yep,
See, that's how they get away.
yep.
That's how they get away. You got to get them right away, right?
He's got quite a
Oh
match.
my goodness, $10 from Nethead, and Nethead is a longtime viewer. I've had a lot of great discourse with him. He says, "In the wilderness, I have been observing the recordings and fortunate enough tonight to witness the tribe live together." Wow. Hey,
That's so cool. That's so
wait.
nice.
Yeah, yeah, I love that. He says, "A donation for the enjoyment that kept darkness away while in the wilderness." Now I understand his opening statement.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
See, it's hard to kind of get the whole thing
Yeah,
up here. And yeah, yeah, I love people who can speak good code.
yes.
Don't you? I wish I could do that.
Yeah, really. Oh.
Yeah, just terrible stuff comes out of my mouth, right? She's been living with me today, folks. And this is about as civil as I've gotten, to tell you the truth.
No.
But anyway, and what I'm talking about with Royce is how I opened up this stuff and where this channel's going. I'm not sure. You know, if this channel were to end, yeah, I'm bound and determined. I'm trying to get it to the end of season 4, and Royce will appreciate this. If that's where the channel ends because it's just too much, nonsense in the air, I could always say that I got 4 seasons when Gilligan's Island only got 3. All right. So, and but I am here. I'm here. I'm dedicated to the Wednesday night stream. Now I don't know if how that's going to work out this week because it's Monday, Wednesday, and maybe I'll wait till Thursday, right, and invade somebody else's time zone. That's all right. It happens to me all the time, doesn't it? So anyway, that's kind of what's going on. Thank you so much for that. Did I get everybody? Did,
Yeah.
okay, good, good. Thank you for reminding me of that, baby. I appreciate it. Okay, so where do I want to start with this? Okay, so let's start with the title of the damn stream. The decline of rock is everywhere. Am I wrong? That was my note, by the way. There's one of my notes. I went to the screen that you're watching and I read it. There it is. The decline of rock is everywhere. Would you agree with that statement? Disagree with that statement? Agree with portion of that statement? Uh, Disagree with just you kind of like that statement, but there are some exceptions. Think about that as we're going along. All right, because I'm seeing it everywhere. I've been talking about it everywhere. What we deal with, increased ticket prices for less entertainment, right? The use of backing tracks at live events. Are you freaking kidding me? Kind of takes the live out of the event, doesn't it? And lack of new material, touring incessantly, not writing new material, residencies are tearing it all apart. But that's not what we're going to be talking about tonight. But I do want you guys to keep that in mind. Matter of fact, while we're at it, this would be a good time to review what I call the classic rock's unholy 10, AI. I think it's killing rock. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, lip syncing and backing tracks, high concert ticket prices, touring with no new material, bands who tour with few or no original members, avatar shows, ew, God, icky poo, right? Residencies and rockers who just don't have it anymore, which leads to the bottlenecking of new talent in the um, in the industry. I was just thinking the name of the band, the other band, just almost came. Dirty Honey. There. See, I told you. I'm old, but the synapses will fire occasionally and send it. Get that information right in there. Matter of fact, out of those 4 bands, which is Rival Sons, Dorothy, Greta Van Fleet and Dirty Honey. Dirty Honey's my favorite. It's just kick-ass rock and roll. They got a great lead vocalist. I love them. All right, but see, bottlenecking of new talent. When was the last time you're seeing 3,000 interviews and articles on Dirty Honey? Or any of these rival sons, yeah, you can get it, and it depends on what publication you're. Rival sons will be in some pub, but I follow Ultimate Classic Rock. That's kind of a source of mine. There's a couple of more, but tonight we're going to be covering a UCR Ultimate Classic Rock article. They're an online publication, and I like their articles mainly. I see that. Oh my goodness, and a $10. Let's see what he has to say.
Thank you so much. That's so sweet.
He says, I agree. I disagree to the extent that, yeah, Michael would, right?
Yep.
Yep. When I was saying it, Michael, you don't think I wasn't thinking of you, right? He says, I disagree to the extent that it is changing for the younger generations, right? I think they embrace technology more. True, true. Although, I'm 70 years old. And I was right in on the computers when they came out. Everybody goes, yeah, I wasn't raised on them. I was a young man and got right into it. So anybody my age or younger is pretty techno savvy compared to, say, my mother's generation. She always had she worked her ass off to understand computers and doing it, and had the latest one. And Dave, my brother, would go over and help her. I'd go over and help her and everything. It was an uncomfortable ride to embrace this new technology, but it's never been for me. I've embraced new technology over the years. All right. I'm quite aware of it, Michael. So I'm not sure, except that, yes, the younger generation was born to it. By 2 years old, they wrote their first code. In that case, you'd be right. He says, The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere. Okay, all right. I think the young will embrace avatar bands. Yeah, no shit. I'm glad you brought that up. Actually, I'm glad you brought up The Wizard of Oz at the Sphere and embracing avatar bands. I'll back off at The Wizard of Oz. Okay, I've got my problems with that, and that's a whole stream, and we don't have time to get into that tonight. But the young will embrace the Avatar shows. I do have something to say about that. I saw over the last 2 days several videos of some of the shows people are going to with the new technology. Yeah, no shit. They're embracing it, right? And so the next thing, there is this last ditch effort to immortalize the classic rock gods of the 60s and 70s, and maybe a few of them leaking into the 80s. Okay. So there is this movement to do that. Kiss doing their Avatar show, ABBA doing their Avatar show. Morris Elvis did one, didn't he? And it was a disappointment. But that don't mean they'll fix it and do a new Elvis, and everybody will go screaming, right? And so I've seen what they're seeing and what's in it. It's exciting. It's a Disney ride for sure, Michael. And the problem is it's a dead end. To immortalize, have you ever seen, what is the name of that? Something Man. Sylvester Stallone wakes up in the future and everybody is dining at Taco Bell because in the future, Taco Bell is an upper end restaurant. They listen to radio and they listen to old commercials. That's their top 10. Plop, plop, fizz, fizz. Oh, what a relief. Right? That movie, what is that? Something Man. It's just not coming. But my old Ingrams will hit in any moment now. Wesley Snipes was in it. And that's the problem. It becomes stale. It becomes, oh, yes. It's like Pirates of the Caribbean every year. Oh, we may update it every decade or two, but it's always the same. It's basically the same thing, right? And now we'll have Kiss Avatar shows, only this time the avatars will reach out into the audience and you'll feel them touch you. It's going to happen. Okay. And so what we'll get is rock and roll all night forever and ever and ever, which, by the way, I think we should have it forever and ever and ever, but not as the big pen-up poster for classic rock, because where's the new talent getting their chance to shine? What full stadiums? Greta Van Fleet's got to be the most successful out of the four bands I suggested. And what full stadiums have they filled? I saw them live. They're great at Civic Center fillings. They can fill the Civic Center in downtown San Francisco, which is a large civic center. It's a damn big crowd. I wouldn't want really these days to be in a crowd any bigger than that. That was already uncomfortable enough, right? But last word that I knew, they're not filling stadiums. The Stones are, you know. Dirty Honey's not filling stadiums. Paul McCartney is, because we can't let them go. And these avatar shows lead to a permanent fixture where we're all frozen in time, right? No growth, no nothing, nothing new, interesting, right? And yes, there are bands who are, but you have to search far too hard and far too long.
Michael Boswell said that the AI can write new songs in the style of Kiss.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
And that's another. Michael is always, him and Doc Insomnia. I think they're both shit disturbers, baby.
Yeah.
Because he, with his this next comment, thanks for bringing that up, by the way, babe. Because I can't get to these comments. She'll go. She's listening to me and finding a comment that'll fit into what I'm doing, right? And so we'll get an occasional comment like that. And I'm glad you brought it up, but you're bringing up a whole thing that would take an entire stream and not even an hour stream. It would take at least an hour and a half, 2 hours to cover that. That's to me, and I can't remember if you disagree with me on that or not, Michael, because Michael and I don't disagree on everything. We agree on a lot of things, but we have our splitting points, right? And as far as I know, uh, I as far as the AI writing new songs and everything, as far as I'm concerned, it is the death of human creativity. Matter of fact, it may be the death of mankind as we've known mankind. Okay, humankind, I'll be more PC. God, baby, they keep bugging me about that, All right, but you know what I'm saying? Where man carves out, or I did it again, didn't I? Man and woman carve out an existence out of the wilderness. And then later in the 20th century, carving out an existence in the suburbs. But he went to work and played in a band by night type of thing, still creating, doing things in their spare time. What are we becoming? Automatrons plugged into the big machine with our eyes and a visor to be entertained.
Yeah.
Isn't that what you do to 2-year-olds? You give them an iPad?
Michael Boswell said he doesn't think that AI should be writing new material, but only adding human creativity.
Thank you, Michael, because that's where I was asking him. I can't remember if we agree or disagree on this. Yeah. So read that again for me.
He says, I don't think that AI should be writing new material, but only adding to human creativity.
Right. Okay, Michael, we're on the same block. See, I'm not against all AI. I like robotized AI, as a nice, good little slave to serve mankind. All right. And so when you tell an algorithm, go search for the bass line on this track, isolate it, and send it over to track 16. And then while you're at it, grab George's guitar and isolate it and send it over to track 18, and that type of thing. And then humans go to those boards and they mix it with sliders and faders and whiskers and whiskers, right? I'm all for that. I'm not anti-technology. I am anti giving my humanity to anything non-living. It serves me, not the other way around. And I'm glad that we agree on that because that's a big uh, bone of contention with me. Because I do love the wonderful things that things can that can happen. But when you kill human creativity, it's over, folks. It's over. Those are the last days, I tell you, right? So, I mean, we get a lot of that these days. It seems like everywhere we turn around, I'm not going to use the P word, but anywhere, entertainment and the P word and everywhere, right? I just told Kimberly today, it's the last days, like that guy in the birds,
Mm-hmm.
uh, uh, and she goes, "What do you mean?" or something like that. I'm not remembering the entire, but I told her, we're at a point where it's all fucking bread and circuses. And we know how well that worked out for uh, the Roman Empire. If you're not familiar with bread and circuses, the term, I mean, basically it refers to the Roman Colosseum and the free bread they used to throw to the people who enjoyed watching people kill each other. Enough said. And bread and circuses is also a favorite Star Trek episode. TOS, of course, of mine. Okay, so let's get on to this idea of what I wanted to really talk about tonight, although I've covered a lot just answering your guys' questions and everything else here. Let me go over to this first.
Oh, hon, are
Yeah.
you there? Just came in with
Oh, how you doing, buddy?
oh, are you
Number
there
one fan.
too?
Look at that.
Oh,
He's got this thing jumping up and number
number
one fan. Brother, $9. He doesn't say anything. He's been coming in with so many of them. I did, and he just sends it. You can't even give it a thumbs up. It's just an emphatic statement.
Yeah.
And also a $9.99 super thanks. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate it. Let me see if I can get down to where I was. So I wanted Ultimate Classic Rock or the 18 Classic Rock album. Yeah, let's go to Ultimate Classic Rock first, if it'll let me. Let's see. You never know. I've told you that Kimberly's iPad is haunted.
Yeah.
All
It's
right. A curse was put on this iPad at some time. I'm telling you. And so whether it um, behaves tonight or not will be a whole different thing. Oh, it's going good. Good. I did my whole setup just because it was sticking before I got on, baby.
Oh,
That's not
really?
fair.
Oh, goodness.
Damn thing made me alert. All right, so here's what classic rock on Billboard 200. That's
Hang
one
on.
I will be going on and spending some time discussing tonight. Yeah, baby.
Oberheim wanted me to tell you that Michael is keeping me goodly company at work.
And I hope you're having a goodly day. Hey, for Oberheim, this isn't Monday. He's Tuesday.
Us
Man has found a way to travel into the future and secure a job. Now that's what I call a real man. You know, no, he comes from down under, folks. He's from Australia, as many of you are. I've got tons of people from Australia that follow this channel. I think it is now my third biggest market, to tell you the truth. U.S., Canada, then Australia. It used to be England, but I think Australians is now, or at least threatening to take that spot, right? So I appreciate that, brother. Okay, so classic rock on Billboard 200. We're going to talk about that, but this is just flicking through all the articles that are on UCR. So this is indicative. This is a online publication that is reporting and propagating what's good for rock and roll. All right. And what its growth. Back in the day when this would be like Circus Magazine, right? And you had tons and tons of information. Oh, next year we'll have another album, but we're putting out an EP this year. Oh, except that we don't like Motley Fool, right? And you'd read all these articles, man, just crammed full of information. So, with technology the way it is today, we go online and we can find our resources and we can find what the top headlines are. So, if the top headlines are strong, I would say the classic rock is in fine condition, wouldn't you, babe?
Yeah, I would.
Makes sense to my darling wife.
Yeah.
Well, let's see what. let's see what the top headlines are of UCR. It's just been flacking by, and I've just been watching it, going by. And I'll start whenever it comes on to, yeah, that'd be a good place to start, but I'm not going to. Ooh, that'd be a good place to start. Oh man, am I getting your mouths to water? Oh, except I want that one to start after that one, which is a good one. Well, we're going to discuss that one. What the hell is going on here? All right, first up, Twisted Sister reunion show. First show. Twisted Sister has a reunion show. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, folks, but didn't Dee Snyder swear to God that they're done? Didn't they retire? And didn't he make a big stink about it? Hasn't he made statements about bands who do exactly
Oh,
what they're doing?
are you there? Just came in.
Oh, wow. And just, what does that say?
Are you there? Thank you so much.
What is the icon? And that was a $2 super thanks?
$2.99.
Oh, $3. Thank you so much. Are you there? I appreciate it. So, what does that say? Well, they're coming out of the woodwork just like every other old fart band because they got the smell of money in their nostrils, and they're going to be one of the bands that are bottlenecking what I was talking about. So, to me, that headline, I haven't read the article, but the headline isn't something I want to watch. Oh, good Lord. And we've managed to keep her that long. How much, how long, how much was that, baby?
Like $2.
$2. I'll get to you folks in a minute. Don't let me go too long here, babe, before I get there. I don't want them to float up out of the way. All right. So Dee Snyder and Twisted Sister, they're coming back. I always was impressed with him, not their song, their sound, but with him. And here he is, Twisted Sister reunion show. Stephen King's favorite rock songs. No, seriously. That's all. They got a whole article on that. I don't see anything about Dirty Honey, but we got an article covering Stephen King's favorite rock songs. Who gives a shit? All right, we own every Stephen King movie known to man. I've read most of his material, and as a writer, I've always been a fan. But then he opened his mouth, folks. So don't give a shit, Stephen. Oh, here's another one. Top 40 drug songs. Really? Top 40 drug songs. Now, I'm not saying I wouldn't do a show on drug songs, but there would have to be something to it. Not a freaking countdown to it. How tacky. Oh, but you know what? We got that instead of Rival Sons, didn't we? All right. Where's the good story about Rival? Surely, Rival Sons must be up to something, but no, we have to get top 40 drug songs. How about the most skipped songs on Journey LP? Who gives a shit? How about the most skipped songs of Kiss albums? Again, who gives a shit? All right. So, and those are two separate articles, Journey and Kiss. And yet we don't see anything on Dorothy or Greta Van Fleet. Whether you like them or not, you have to admit they're kind of a big band that's not big. I mean, that's pretty much all the new music these days, unless you want to be a sucker. Oh, I'm going to keep my mouth shut because we're going to let's go on over that. That's my first point on all this. All right. Now we're going to go to an article called Classic Rock on Billboard. But before we do, my next set of notes that I did is I just made a copy of, and I mean, where did he go? It's haunted, I tell you, Kimberly.
Oh my
Okay, there it is. I almost sounded like Archie, huh?
Yeah.
All in the house.
You
Oh,
do.
geez.
Yeah.
That guy. Okay, so here we go. I wanted to go over just real quick before we get into this Billboard article on UCR. My last stream was going to be to cover this, and I didn't get a chance to go on Royce's stream, and I'm sorry, brother. But you know why. And most of you folks here know why I didn't stream. And it doesn't matter why not. There was a good reason for it. And it was going to be called Old Dogs, New Tricks, and a Reckoning. Hell, Doc, I got lots of friends. I don't. I don't know what he's up
Oh,
to. Oh no,
Michael
you get it wrong.
Boswell came in with another
He
song.
wants some reckoning, right?
Oh,
Like I said,
Michael,
love
thank you so
Tombstone.
much.
Who was that?
Michael Boswell.
Michael Boswell, gonna be with you. I'm 3 behind now, right? Okay, so I was gonna talk about Aerosmith. All right, what the hell is this with Young Blood? He can't even spell his name correct. Youngblood. I know, I dig it, but what a poser! What a poser! And his vocals are so highly artificially enhanced. You can hear it. I'm a I'm an engineer, folks. I can do it on the equipment behind me. I don't understand the big thing, except that he got the cross from Ozzy, so everybody's precluded to kind of like him. And Tyler got this big praise for his showmanship and performance at the Back to the End or Back to the Beginning concert. Back to the End is what it wound up being. Uh, and not only from people in general, but from me and Royce. We both voted that is probably the best performance of the whole damn concert, including Black Sabbath. Okay, so naturally these two have to gang up together, and I heard their song. It sucks. It doesn't sound like Aerosmith. Okay, and this is milking a dead cow. All right, either you can sing, Steven, get back on tour, quit this freaking nonsense, or you can only sing for short periods of time. Give us one last show, and please don't bring Young Blood, please. And then REO, boy, REO Spudwagon.
I love Ario Speedwagon.
I love REO Speedwagon. Did you hear it? Well, when I brought up Youngblood, somebody's out there going, "You freaking nut!" I know that. Okay, but yeah, REO Speedwagon, Spudwagon is what I like to call him. All right, so guess what? They're gonna do one final show. Wait a minute. I thought they did one final show earlier today, this year, baby. Remember?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they were getting together, but
That's right.
Dipshit had a concert to go, and he's the reason why the whole band kind of has fallen apart anyway. Because of his ego and demands. But they invited him, but he couldn't cancel the show, even though this is this important event. Well, behind the scenes, what we're getting all the time. Well, we'll do this one, and then we'll invite you later. That's all that means, right? I wouldn't pay a dime to go see REO Speedwagon, even with this lineup. I'm done. I'm done with that. Yeah, it was just moving. All right.
Don't forget Rockin' Robin.
Oh, I got to get over there.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the Stones, I'll get over there. Royce and everybody was talking about the Stones. I did have one bone to pick with Chris Elliott and Dan, the man. See, he's a good friend of mine. I'll disagree with him, and Chris will disagree with me, right? Both of them were asked to rank the album Hackney Diamonds, and both of them didn't rank it very high. They thought it wasn't that great. It was okay. There were some good performances, but they didn't rank it very high. And I definitely wanted to get a chance to rebut that. And if I had been on the panel, that would have been my natural recourse, as many of you know. I'd go, I don't know about that, Diane, Lieutenant Diane, you know. But and then I would have said it, but I wasn't on. I didn't get a chance, and you never. I'm not going to put an opinion piece in the comments. Royce will never get to it, right? But so here's my response to that. Hackney Diamonds, man. Okay, first of all, let me make sure I haven't overstepped this. Michael Boswell, $5. I'm not seeing the others.
Rockin' Robin Bird is up ahead. Up ahead.
Okay, read it for me because it
Enjoying this one. We all keep rock music alive.
Okay, and was there another one after that between her and Michael?
Not between her.
Because I thought there was three.
Yeah.
All right, folks. If I'm thinking three, she's thinking two. So if I find that I skipped one, I'll notice on my playback. I always review
Michael
these things,
Boswell is
and I'll figure out who it is. And I will read your comment in the future. But Kimberly seems to think we're all caught up. I couldn't get to Rockin' Robin Birds. She's already off my screen, baby.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's why I
Michael
needed you to
Boswell
read
is
it.
on, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's see. We've got Michael Boswellian with a $5 super thanks. He says,
Yes,
we can agree that new rock is dead because the record industry died. Yes, and it
yeah,
killed itself.
absolutely.
Worst case of suicide I ever saw. They did it by not bullet, not by the slitting of a throat, but by the AR man. You know, as soon now the original team of AR men were slipped into that position, wasn't even called that, and then somebody had to take over their job. Somebody created a job title. That's how it happened. And pretty soon it got to the point A&R men were giving commands to the band. Well, no, that type of song won't work anymore. And it started curtailing creativity right from the beginning, Michael, in my opinion. Right? Okay, so I got those. All right, and where was I going here? Oh, the Rolling Stones. Hackney Diamonds is not their best album. I think both Royce and I made that clear that we agreed with that. And I think Royce is in. Royce, type out if you disagree, if I'm misrepresenting you, brother. Type it out here in the comments. I and then I think both of us agree it's not their best album, but it's not their worst album, that it's somewhere in the middle. And I happen to agree that it's in the upper echelon of their middle albums, barely missing the very best albums. All right. It's a great album. Is it a masterpiece? It's a masterpiece considering these guys got it done. All right. How long has it been until this came out? We got Living in a Ghost Town, and that was it since A Bigger Bang, right? Now, Roy said that they put out, I didn't know that on his last show, they put out a blues cover album. It's like, it kind of sounded familiar, but it's like, oh, a blues cover album. Last time I fell for that was Honkin' with Bobo with Aerosmith. And I loved it. I loved it. But that's not usually where I go. I wasn't aware they put that out, and I don't count it. If you're going to do an album of covers, Bruce, I don't count that as making music, right? And if you're going to put out another, oh, but this is Electric Nebraska, I don't count that as an album. Okay. Nebraska already existed. It's at best a box set. Okay. So no new music. All right. And then there's the idea of Ticketmaster. And I'm going to just say this real quick. You know, people are taking them to task. They're doing research. They're being accused by officials of pocketing millions, if not billions of dollars. And that's coming up in a new stream. All right. So there's the headlines, right? Aerosmith with Youngblood, REO Speedwagon, The Stones, Ticketmaster, nothing really invigorating, nothing showing us, wow, I can't wait for next year, right? We've got the top skipped, a whole article on the top skipped songs of Journey. With the exception of their first album, I say skip them all. Now, my wife doesn't agree with me.
Yeah.
She's a major Journey fan. She loves them,
Yeah.
right? So, right here in our home, she but did you notice? I just said that. Of course, she went right, but that's okay, right? I didn't marry my clone. I didn't want somebody like God. Oh my God, there's enough with just one of me left in this world, right? I married somebody who could offer something from that direction that I could embrace, right? And this is not doing that. You know, the top most skippable Kiss songs. As far as I'm concerned, Kiss is the most skippable rock band. Who cares about what songs you're skipping? Let's just skip the whole damn band.
Oh, hi.
I see that.
The Four Horsemen just came in.
Oh my
Super
good.
thanks.
Oh,
Thank you,
Royce, yeah.
Royce, you naughty boy.
Let's see. Yeah. I see Royce last night. I gave him a super thanks, uh, and then I gave him another one. He never saw the first one.
Oh.
Yeah, because by the time he got to this, he got off to a slow start last night because he had to deal with the bullshit of the trolls.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And by the way, I haven't mentioned trolls tonight. I felt pretty strong. Have we had any troll activity?
No, not that I've seen.
Kimberly says she hasn't noticed. Let me know in the comments. If it shows up at the bottom there, let me know.
Okay.
But I wasn't too worried about it, mainly because the troll that we've had a lot of trouble with before Royce's stream actually got a lot of attention, and like all 2-year-olds, he felt good about himself. Yeah, yep, that same stream put him up again. Only this time they treated him genteel. You know, he's still being the biggest dick in the world, but so he felt satisfied. He didn't come, running down to Royce's or my stream because I wasn't streaming. But if you see him out there, he's got many disguises. Kick his ass out of here because we got tribal marshals.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Storm Cop is on it.
Yeah. Yeah. If Eagersplitten isn't here, Storm Cop's just as fast as he is.
That's
you thought
right.
Eagersplitten was fast?
Yeah.
I've seen Storm
Oh,
Cop.
but I miss Eagersplitten.
Oh, we always do.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
I know.
Like I said, I didn't promote this stream.
I know.
I actually tell you, is this what happened or not? And feel free, baby.
Him and Divine Dragon.
Did I or did I not get back from the pharmacy and said, I think I just better stream.
I better do a stream.
And she went like that, right?
Well, it wasn't expected.
Yeah. The only reason she was even up for it is like, well, maybe it'll get him to stop cussing.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I've had a horrible day. Yeah. But we're gonna try and get this channel back on an even keel.
Did you read what Royce wrote?
No, I'm gonna go down right now.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, Royce said floated out. No, I'm kidding you, bro. Hey man, he's a good friend. He's my best buddy. He says Michael Nolan, #1 podcaster, $20.
Oh,
thank you, brother. Now Royce is the other brother channel, but when it comes between Dan and Royce is the brother channel to this. No disrespect to Dan, but I met Dan through Royce.
The name of God.
And Royce and I met each other with me finding his channel and making a comment, and we just kept making comments, and we became friends. And I am grateful for that because I'm also a good friend of Dan's, and Dan's a good friend of mine. I love these guys, and they are the two brother channels for the channel. Like I said, I'd like to do a network that's a little broader than that. But, we got to get our P's and Q's straight. And I'm still living with the bitter despair of being a YouTube content creator these days, right? It's not very encouraging when you see things taken off the back end, and all because of a device being trained to recognize key words or names. And what was the one guy? He was on another platform, but he lost. Was it 5,000 or 3,000?
5,000.
5,000 followers, because he covered the same thing, right? And and then you've got those who are complaining, I lost my job because of my freedom of speech. I lost my subscribers because of my freedom of speech. Sound familiar?
Yeah.
So now you can know why I've been cussing up a storm, up and down. Oh, you think my language is foul up here, folks. Why, I've got 72 syllable cuss words that I can rant out. Oh, yeah. You! That's how I do it. And it's just been a real downer, a total downer. But thank you so much, Royce. I think I'm caught up there. All right, so now we're going to get over to this one article. And to me, this is the nail in the coffin. All right, so I think you guys would agree. These are the current headlines today. I got them before I came up here. This isn't 2 weeks ago. These aren't an article from 2 weeks, and then he made his point because he found one that was 6 months old. No, they're all the latest articles, as is this one.
Oh, hi, Rockin' Robin Bird just came in with a super thing.
Oh, thank you so much, Rockin. Let me see.
Oh,
It
that's
says,
so
been
sweet.
subbed for 3 years and watch your channel grow. Yeah, she's one of my long time viewers. It's been about, well, 3.5 years since I've been a rock channel. So you are definitely early tribal member. Now, this article says, oh, and thank you, Rockin' Robin Bird. I appreciate it. $2. So swinging the deuce hammer. Every bit helps. We always say that. 18 classic rock albums that are still in the Billboard Top 200. Man, baby, isn't that exciting?
That's exciting.
Really? 18.
Not.
First of all, out of 200 spots, we're going to get 18 classic rock albums? That don't seem very fair. That's 10% of the list. So that's pitiful. Not feeling very comfortable with that. And look at these. Where is it? Let me make sure. Can I blow up without this thing blowing up on me? Number 187, the Eagles, their greatest hits. Well, no shit. So that's got a long shelf life. Anytime you got a greatest hits album, and if it's a really great greatest hits album, it's got a longer shelf life than an album that had three or four hits on it, right? And those are my least favorite albums. I've got a couple, but for the most part, I stay away from greatest hits. All right. And that was at number 187. Well, that ain't very high, right? Let's see. Who else do we have it here? Aerosmith's greatest hits. Well, that's at 178. That doesn't count. Good Lord. Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Bland. The Silver Bullet Band. Greatest hits. Oh my God. Are you guys seeing a pattern here? Now, Michael, think about what we were talking about those Avatar shows, freezing everything in time. Isn't that what greatest hits are all about? They used to be about like for fans who don't care for the other stuff. I just like the hits, pop fans and everything. These are fine. But these are the ones that sell so well, they're still in the top 200. Top 200. Of course, Bob Seger and his Silver Bullet Bland. I love Bob Seger, by the way. I'm not making fun of him. Uh, was at 159. That's not very high, you know. And then you've got this haunted. Just ABBA.
Oh, Abba, yeah.
Are you waiting for the other shoe to drop, baby? Greatest hits.
Greatest
ABBA's great. She loves ABBA. I love ABBA.
Dancing Queen.
Yeah, I love ABBA. I don't know why.
Oh, hey, you gotta love
Well, the
ABBA.
girls looked cute, and I was a young man, baby.
ABBA. You gotta love ABBA.
They looked cute, and I was a young man.
Yeah, but they sounded great too.
And when they sang it, I was Fernando.
Yeah.
Right? But I love them. Like I said, I'm not just a rocker. I like good pop. I think they did good pop. Right? Greatest hits, but only 152. Are you kidding me? They were massive. Wow. Okay. Let's see. Radiohead. Okay, computer. Okay. Okay, computer. Okay. At 143. That's not very high. Guns N' Roses is on the list. I don't like Guns N' Roses. All right. Axl Rose has the most irritating voice known to a rock fan.
Except Rod Stewart.
Did you hear that, folks? She goes, except Rod Stewart, who I love. She can't stand him. Yeah, except Rod. So you're getting snarky. As we've done this, baby,
Yeah.
I think you're finding your voice.
Yeah. Okay.
She goes, I've had my voice for a long time, boy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Guns N' Roses. Oh, greatest hits. And 137, far too high for me. Far too high for me. What else do we have here? Oh my goodness. Leonard Skinner. All the greatest hits. I bet you thought I wasn't going to be a great. Yeah, it is. And that's actually at number 134, barely beating out Guns N' Roses, right? What else do we have here? Uh, all this damn thing. Daryl Hall and John Oates. It's not a greatest hits. Okay, I had you fooled. The very best of. Okay, the very best of. Oh boy, 128. Okay, so much for that. Who else do we have? Fleetwood Mac, greatest hits. 94. Okay, 94. So we finally got it. All those other bands aren't even in the top 100. Here's our first in the top 100. Journey. Now, this is exciting. Journey's greatest hits. Okay, 88. 88. Far too high. Far too high. Wouldn't you say, baby?
Yeah.
Journey's greatest hits. What a crappy band. Wouldn't you say that?
Oh, Steve Perry's voice is amazing.
I swear, I'm working on her, folks. I'm working on her. I'm I'm
I'm
trying to get her.
sorry, but Steve
Come over to the dark side, lass.
Yeah,
You
the
know,
dark
I'm not
side.
your husband.
The dark side of the moon, yeah.
Oh, brother, this is just amazing. And your iPad haunted out on me again. Now I'm trying to scroll back down. Uh,
Yeah, it's got to
it's
be.
amazing what happens when you hit Guns N' Roses and Journey, right?
Yeah.
All kinds of dastardly things would happen. But anyway, this will give you an idea. Let me see if there's any more that would really hit. Queen's greatest hits. All right. 69. Uh, Nirvana, Nevermind at 83. All right. Now there's a classic album.
And
It's not new.
Michael Boswell came in with another super
Oh, my
thing.
goodness.
Michael Boswell,
Let's see.
you are on the. You're got a streak going tonight. Wow, that's awesome.
Okay, he makes a decent point here, babe.
Yeah.
Michael says these albums were pushed out of the top 200 in the 80s. It says a lot that they are back in 2000. In I think he said, in the 200. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's a valid point. That's a valid point. But I think the greater point that I'm trying to be making here is no new music. As a matter of fact, I said that as I reached for your comment, right? I said Nirvana. Well, at least it isn't a greatest hits, but it's nothing new. Yeah, these are the classic rocks that are in the top classic rock albums. There are newer classic rock albums: Rival Sons, Dorothy, all right, Dirty Honey, uh, Greta Van Fleet. I haven't seen any of them yet, and I'm talking about a bottleneck, Michael. But that's a great point. I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah, and I'm all for older albums re-entering. It means new people are getting onto it and everything. And that is a classic album. There is no freaking doubt about it, right? Okay, so I've said right too many times. I'm going to cut out my tongue here in a minute. Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's not a greatest hits. Okay, all right. This one, it isn't even a very best of. No, it's Chronicles, which is the greatest hits. It got 64. I'm glad they're higher than some of the bands I've seen here. All right. But once again, and so, most of these greatest hits albums have been out forever. Let's see, Elton John, Diamonds, okay, at 51. Congrats. And Fleetwood Mac at 27, Rumors. And I already did a couple of videos on the Rumors getting back into the top 200 again, and actually quite high in the top 100. And if there is an album that deserves to do these comebacks, and Michael, you're right. Never mind. What was the other one? There was, of course, Rumors, and then there was one I just mentioned that are great. I'm glad to see them back. But did you see how many greatest hits there are? There are. The vast majority of these albums are part of the problem. That there, I said it in my last thing, and no, I'm not going to do my box of C's things. I reviewed that. I go, man who can't stop moving his hands, But it's like a C sampler. You take out this chocolate, you grab another chocolate from another box, you put it in there, grab a couple from yet a third box, take out a couple more, put it in there, repackage it, and sell you. Of course, the nuggets, the chocolates, represent songs, and a lot of bands are doing this. I think greatest hits. and anthologies ruin the legacy and sales and interest in the original albums, and those were the mess. Now, here's where Michael and I kind of go, kind of will divide a little bit, folks. But see, I come from a time when the album was supreme, and if you weren't there, if you didn't live that life, then maybe you can't understand it. I'm not saying Michael wasn't there. I don't know how old Michael is, but there was a time when we studiously would go down and pick up our favorite albums and studiously walk home, even. Well, we were a studious bunch. And then studiously go over the liner notes and intricately listen to everything. And that would be our focus for the next 4 weeks on that album alone, with others coming in. Ooh, and that one would slowly get pushed. And then you'd give it a listen once every 3 months. By the time you were 30, you'd give it a listen a couple times a year. By the time you were 50, you might listen to it once a year or once every couple of years. That's kind of how it goes, right? I mean, that's not surprising. But those albums are precious art pieces. If you owned the Mona Lisa, when you first get it, you put it down in your basement, like Clint Eastwood did in that movie where he was the mountain climber, but he was also a CIA hitman, Iger sanction, right? He bought illegal paintings and he put them down in his basement. So if you owned it and you went down to your basement, you'd be down in that basement sipping on your wine every night, just gazing at it. But there would come a time that, pretty soon I'm going to regulate myself to once a week. Now only once a month. Oh, once a year. Once every 10 years to savor the experience. That's kind of the way it goes, right? But here's the problem. We only have so many classic rock albums. And new albums aren't being recognized. And even if they do, both Dirty Honey albums are fabulous. All right, I hope they survive forever.
Michael Boswell says he was born just before the Beatles invaded. I have 400 albums and 200 CDs.
Oh,
Woo!
man.
Wow.
Wow. Hey, you know what? I'm glad you brought that up. Okay, so you're a little younger than me, but not terribly so. If you were born, you were probably just a little bit younger than my youngest sister, who was the baby of the family. So you could be a brother. You're kind of same generation, right? If you were born during the when they first came, that probably means you're more of a second generation Beatle fan, right? But that still puts you way back. There's got to be 42 generations of Beatle fans by now. But yeah, my collection, your collection, you go small. Yeah, well, mine's real small. This is album number 139, and Physical Graffiti will be my 140th album. So I have a very small, particular, uh, library to go down into my days basement. And I don't do wine these days, but I got other things, and I listen to them. That's it. My basement is my front room. After my wife goes to bed, I'll turn off. I have a special light that's kind of right, and I have a drink by my side, and I listen to it intently, as art should be observed. Yeah, is to tonight I'm going to look at the Mona Lisa brush strokes. Oh, but tonight I'm just going to look at it at a far and just look at the lighting elements of it. That's why a lot of these albums get multiple plays, like into the thousands of plays. And that's what I remember. And that would be a shame if we're losing that. Now, of course, we've got with CDs, the liner notes became almost indistinguishable. Even when I had good eyesight, couldn't damn near read the things before I had to wear glasses. I hit 40. I was in the tub reading. You know, I was reading Siddhartha, actually.
Michael says he did Columbia House.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Columbia House goes back a ways, doesn't it?
Wow, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Woohoo,
That
Michael.
goes back. That almost goes back to the K-Tel days. I never bought a K-Tel record. Uh, you know, oh boy. Anyway, although I hear there are fans of them and that there's some good sounding ones. Is that true? K-Tel? It's got good sounding records. Do any of you know? It was just another. To me that was just another pitch like Vegematic. You know, it chops, it dices, it slices. Um, but damn. My mom went out and bought one. I think she bought two or three of them. She liked them. She used them about three times a year, you know, for Christmas, Thanksgiving, maybe a special birthday party, or families coming over. Oh, got to get the Vegemite. Oh, this serrated leg,
Yeah.
you know.
Wait, there's more.
And then there was that guy that told you to spray paint in your hair to cover your bald. What is it, Ronco?
Yeah,
Ronco. Yeah.
but
And then
wait,
Rock'em's.
there's more.
Remember Rock'em Sock'em Robots,
Yeah.
right? Chatty Cathy. All the things we grew up with. Back then, my brother and I each got a sitting down 45 caliber machine gun toy that shot real plastic bullets out. You couldn't get away with that today, right?
Yep.
That's a little not PC, but it strengthened a boy. Oh God! All right, so let me get back to where what's going on with you guys over here. I think I've fallen off the wagon here. What's happening? Okay, there we go. There we go. And where did I go, Kimberly? Every time I've moved away from this thing, it's had to recalibrate.
Yeah, I know.
What do you have?
It's got a demon in it. I
Yeah,
swear.
it made a deal with the devil?
No, oh hell no. Hell no.
No, this thing.
Oh well, I think so.
I think it's possessed.
Yeah,
Swear to God.
I know.
Okay.
It's terrible.
Oh wow. Well, you know what? We've hit 60 several times today. We still have 58. I did not
Yeah.
expect to get this big of an audience tonight. But I think what I'm saying, folks, is I was in a piss poor mood. And that can color the subject that I might choose to cover. But as I was looking for it, I was in a piss poor mood, don't get me wrong, but I was looking for something I might cover tonight just to get back on the horse. You know, when you've been beaten off a horse, you got to get back on it, right? And I was just looking for something to cover. And I go, fuck, even the fuck, God, you're kidding me, because I was just pissed at the shenanigans that's been played around this channel. And so it didn't get any better because all I saw was bad news. I don't see good news. I told you what the headlines were. Okay? It doesn't matter which songs were more skippable. The whole headline sucks. Who the cares? Who cares? You know? This is what I want to know more. I'd like to know a little bit more about your favorite band that I haven't heard, but we don't get it. And every time I make a video or a stream, I am bound and determined. You watch, and a lot of people won't go into the stream this long, right? So they won't hear this, but they are bound and determined to tell me that the opposite fact of all of that, that you're misreading the whole thing, or that you can actually find new music if you dig enough. Why should we have to dig back in the day?
Mm-hmm.
And then those people will always say invariably, well, we're not back in the day, and the music field has widened, and blah, 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 blah. Right? All right. Narrow it down.
Never heard of it.
Narrow it down. I don't want to know South African Drummers of Zimbabwe's latest interpretation of Dark Side of the Moon. Thank you. Not when there's great bands like Rival Sun out there that's not getting the light of day. They're not getting support, as Michael Boswell said, from an industry that's already dead. It just walks around. When I was 8 years old, two big things happened to me. I fell out of a weeping willow tree, and ever since then, I've had migraine headaches that are absolutely debilitating. And the other thing was our neighbor, who was Hispanic, had chickens, and he wanted a chicken dinner. So he went out and he chopped the head off of the chicken, and the chicken's body ran around the yard.
No head.
No back, just running around the yard. I can think of a couple of chicks. Never mind. Anyway, so that's what it is. It's a headless corpse still running around, not knowing it's dead.
Westlake.
And unless you can change that, then get rid of the music industry. Let's get back to independent artists and collectively agree to set, some other type of motion in motion. Now, how do we do that? I don't know. I'm going to do a lot of thinking about how that can be accomplished. I think one thing is new bands should be utilizing a multimedia approach. Give us an album that has a stick of the alternative version, plus the album, plus reams of artwork going, and a computer program where you can plug in and do other interactive things regarding your latest release. And you guys call me old? Here I am embracing new technology. Why hasn't that been done? My friend Terry Draper, who was the drummer and co-songwriter of Clat 2, my favorite Canadian band, did that. When I interviewed him, he told me that's what I do. Because I was saying that's what I think people should be doing, is embracing multimedia technology. Bands have got to catch up, even you new young ones, right? And quit listening to the assholes that pretend they're alive. They're just running around without any heads. All right? Okay, folks. So that's an hour. That's more than I had ever promised. And it does make up for Sunday. But Sunday was there was a important reason. It was a personal decision. And by the way, when I made those videos and when I made a post telling you I wasn't going to be streaming on Sunday because I've made that commitment, right? And until I give you an announcement, hey, I can't do it anymore. That's the commitment I have to you. And so I got to tell you, 90, not even 99, I think 100% of hundreds of you responded. Over 50 of you responded in the post, and on the short, what, 200 and something of you responded. Every single one of you were so damn supportive. All right, I appreciate that so much. I really do. And if you want to know what the hell is he talking about, Mildred? You have to kind of, well, you're not going to see the video because I've taken it off. I've been appropriately or inappropriately spanked. Thank you. Now, if we could just get him to take his mouth off. So, anyway, all of that happening. And so it's kind of put a, a bubble into what's happening here on the channel. And I'm still doing a lot of thinking. All right. I'm bound and determined to get through this fourth season and we'll see how things go from there. You know, I'm getting old now, Kimberly.
No, you're not old.
And you keep sending me out into the South
I
40s,
don't allow you
woman.
to be old, so don't bring that up again, dude.
But my back hurts. Can you get some liniment?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Look, 59. We haven't lost much of you.
Nope.
All right, folks. I'm exhausted. Like I said, I was up till 4:30 in the morning. Got up at 11. Been dealing with this. That's how important the channel is to me. There's a reason I got to 46. I live and breathe this channel. And when you hurt the channel or you hurt me in any way, that's my immediate response, man. And in this case, is what the, you know. And so I've done, I have put a major portion of my life into this channel. And I'm tired of the fucking games, to tell you the truth. I really am. So I am going to, commit to the end of this year, up until February 15th of 2026. And usually around January, I start, renegotiating. Do you have it in for another year, Michael? And if I do, we'll go on from there. It all depends if the fools of the world will just settle down. Now, don't call anybody a fool. That's not a good thing, according to my beliefs. But What do we call them if not fools, baby? Silly pudlians?
Calling for dinner.
Just not late for dinner?
Yeah.
Folks, I love the hell out of you. You know, you showed up, you put up with my shenanigans. You all deserve a badge of honor just for that. When I say that, I mean it. We've got a good thing going here. I wouldn't want to see anything hurt this. As a matter of fact, me doing the stream has re-energized myself into the channel because well, there's been other attacks on the channel, and this has been one of the responses. So I'm good at rolling with the punches, but man, you know, you get to the point where it's like you're punch drunk, and you're just going, yeah, you know. But for any of you who didn't make this initial video, where I'm sorry, but you watch it on repeat. I'm sorry I couldn't give you more notice. I just got to the point where if I didn't get up on the screen and talk, I was going to bust. And Kimberly was going to kick me out of the house. I'd be homeless.
Okay.
No, oh, no, I was a real rat's ass today, wasn't I? Like what? 5 minutes after I woke up? Yeah, yeah. And I apologize for that, baby. But sometimes all I need is a a lended ear and a chance to express myself, and things settle down for me. I'm not one to take crap up the pipe. You know, I did that when I was working as a nurse. The wrong kind of people trying to get me out there because I didn't sing their turn. You know, and I swore after that. See, I had a family then. Had to be careful with what I do. I had to raise a daughter still. Had to be there for my wife.
Mm-hmm.
I had to bring home enough bacon to, give us a decent existence. And like many of you, I had to swallow a lot of shit in order to do it. And when I retired, I said, I'm not, no more shit swallowing for me ever again. So if I tell you I love you, I mean it. I mean it. I don't know each and every one of you, but love. John Lennon said, all you need is love.
Love makes the
You
world
know,
go round.
the word is love, right? If there was more of that going around, said a very unloving YouTube host, right? Um, I can see there's a lot of love in my heart, baby.
Your growl is
But I got this,
right.
but I got my shields up, right? And to get into that love, it's a hard thing because it's a difficult world we're living in these days. And you never know when the stab in the back is going to come and where it's coming from. I've learned that the hard way in my 70 years on this planet. Why, he don't look a day older than 69 and three quarters, Mildred. All right, guys. Like I said, I love you. I have a good time tonight. Thanks for your support, all your wonderful super thanks, and thanks for you showing up. I thought I'd be talking to about 15, 20 people, and if I had been talking to about 15 or 20 people, maybe this would have been a different stream altogether. The more intimate I get, right? But I think I've been pretty much straightforward tonight. Wouldn't have been too much more than I'd have to say. Maybe in a slightly different delivery. But we're doing what we can to survive, like everybody else. I do want to shout out Royce, who's been in the stream. I want to shout out Storm Cop, who's been with me for so very long and started this whole thing about giving super thanks to begin with. All right. And each and every one of you, there's so many. I'd have to spend 20 minutes here shutting down, getting a hold of. Oh, I see a new one. Shimp Stew. To answer you, check out Marty O'Donnell Halo soundtrack. It's kind of classical with elements of rock. I don't know if that's to me or to somebody else in there. Babe, would you take a screenshot of that?
Okay. Well,
Yeah, it kind of perks my
okay.
interest.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be great. Born again, born again, born again is in.
Yeah.
Oh, he goes back a ways. I didn't know you were in born again, born again, born again. Uh, yeah, him and I have conversed, or they have. It may be a gal, I don't know. Al Val has been in. Sarkon.
Yeah.
This body of your captain has been maintained well, Doctor. I love it. Sarkon. Okay. Chris Barlow, be good or be wonderfully bad. Ciao, tribe. Oh, okay. That's a pretty damn good statement. What do you
Yeah,
think?
I love it.
Yeah,
Love it.
yeah. Be good until I tell you not to be good, right?
That's right.
Storm Cop, Dr. Rick, love you, bro. See what I'm saying? Now, here's another thing for you guys who are just watching me flap my gums and maybe not paying attention. These people care for each other, right? Rock and Robert Bird has been injured and has had a couple of tough weeks. Dr. Rick has had his moments, right? Storm Cop, my God, I just mentioned him. Yeah, I mean, he's been through two uh, tornadoes, both tornadoes, I believe. Storm Cop, James. Um, and his life was thoroughly turned upside down. The whole tribe was there for him. Of course, we can't meet up physically, but sometimes it's just nice to hear that other people care for you. And the tribal forum is where it happens. Okay? This is where it happens. Look at these wonderful people here.
Yeah.
Michael Boswell, who's willing to dialogue and not just close me off.
Yeah.
Winslow Red Cross, you made it, brother. I've got a couple of notes from, I didn't make the live stream. So you make the one I didn't announce, huh? Maybe that's how I'll catch you from now on. What does he have to say? Great live stream tonight, Michael. Thanks. Have a good night. Have a good night, Kimberly, and chat. Do you see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So, for those of you, if I've got any newbies who just signed on right now, oh, what is he talking about? Remember this. First of all, we could use your help. First, number one, subscribe to the tribe, okay? Because we've lost dozens and dozens of
Storm Cop says you are not
subs.
going anywhere. I like that.
Oh man, yeah, I kind of get that from Royce too.
I said, sir, yes, sir.
Yeah, Royce does that a lot too.
Yeah.
You know, but I got to tell you, it's part of it is the amount of energy that I put in. Royce is still working. That's the only reason our channels are different sizes. Royce is still working a full time job.
Yeah, he is.
He's in the middle of a major. Is it a rebuild, Royce, that involves the excavation of an entire cliff?
Yeah.
He's got people investigating him and third party people investigate. Oh, no, you're not up to code on that. Oh, God. Oh, man, I just can't. Yeah, and then he runs a channel, you know? So I've got it easy. But to make up for that, I put every freaking bit of energy I have into this channel. So when the channel gets hurt in any way, I'm like a mother hen. Damn it, not here. And so it's been very frustrating. It's been frustrating this year, but a lot of good things have happened. The one thing I'm more excited about on the channel than anything I do is the 2 streams a week I do. I I enjoy that more than anything I've ever done. Okay, because I got to be me in the moment. I got to have something to talk about. I've got to be able to think and get beyond that. If I have a brain fart in front of you, I've got to be fast enough to make it at least funny, and entertaining. And I'm right at home with that. I've been performing since I was 4 years old, one way or another. And this isn't a performance. That's what I love about it. It's not a performance. It's me on a live stream, just interacting, and rather than saying the thing, when I used to sit down, I'd sit down right here. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Bottom Line. I'm Michael Nolan. Tonight we're going to be talking about, I don't know, let's make up one, Motley Drool. Okay. And then I would get in. That's right, you heard. And I messed up that line. I'd have to shut down. Okay. So where was I? Okay, I think my arm was about here, because you got to edit these mothers, right? And you go, which reminds me, all right, it's me just talking like I am now. But when I mess up, I can start all over. You can't do that live, And I kind of like that. And it makes it more me. Because if I have an opportunity to restart a sentence, I might even think of but this might be a safer way of saying that. I'd rather just say what's on my mind. Okay. And roll with the punches, as I said. Okay, folks, I'm going to shut down. Thank you so much. We couldn't do this without you. And like I said, I love y'all. And I hope that your week goes well. It's early in the week. Monday, right? Yeah. Okay. So you got a lot of ways, yeah. And if I can do it on Wednesday, I'll be here on Wednesday. If not Thursday, I always like Wednesday because it's the hump day. That's the day you're right in the middle of the week. You're not you've kind of got caught up and defogged, on Monday and Tuesday, and now you're living life fully and expecting the weekend in a couple of days. That's good. Thursday is, often people are doing the end of the week so they can clear up Friday and Saturday. So I like Wednesdays, but we'll see how my energies go. And worst case scenario, I'll be here on Sunday for absolute sure. And Royce, thank you for all your support, brother. I appreciate it. All of you, really. But a special mention to Royce because we've been communicating in the background over all this and other things of concerns. And I just wanted to let you know I appreciate your support, brother. All right, folks. Michael Nolan, the bottom line. But when I do this, it's called the Tribal Forum. Tonight was Tribal Forum number 71, and I couldn't do it without you. Night all.